drive, to experience, to ignite, to and to grow. Grow in our life. Grow in our friendships and partnerships.
Growing our faith and intellect.
Grow in our techniques and strategies. Grow in our process and efficiency. Grow in ideas. Grow in our experiences and profession. What does that even say? And of course, grow in our concept
And thus our own.
Growth is at our core and fuels what we do and how we do it. This is why we call ourselves a business growth company. The day and every day. Ask yourself, is what I'm calling growth? And if it doesn't, do something new.
It's hard to follow really cute kids, right? How is everyone? It is so awesome to just see this room grow. Like, we have to set up the way in which the chairs are in a different way each time as we grow. We were just talking about, how we're gonna fit, the middle of next year. So just thank you for all that you're doing. Today is a day where I'm more excited than I ever have been. We're going to talk as we go through these slides about growth that we've actually never seen before. It took Abstract 9 years to get to $20 million. And today we're going to talk about an accelerated growth plan where we're going to actually grow by 20 million in 1 year. I have so much fun when I sit with new hire training groups and we go around the table and people talk about why they came to Abstract, and almost everybody, when they're talking about different reasons, mention the growth. I want to go somewhere and have growth opportunity. And today we're gonna talk about all kinds of growth that we've already been through, and celebrate some of you that that have been promoted or have progressed. But then we're going to talk about this $20 million, this new $20 million, and how we're going to get there, how we're going to grow towards that, and hopefully you'll enjoy the strategy. And then after the meeting here, because we are hiring a lot in a lot of different roles, we've combined with a recruiting fair. So after this, you can take your drink to the back and grab another cookie and just stop by some of these booths and just really get to know a little bit more about some of these positions that are open right now or are going to be open soon. Sound good? Yeah. All right. As you see on the slide, it says be kind, grow, and grind. That is our 2023 theme. The reason that I have it up here now is we will not have another one of these vision meetings until we actually complete the year. And so didn't want you to be seeing banners and signs and all kinds of good stuff, shirts, without knowing why that was. We picked this theme for a reason, right? You're all here to grow. Obviously we're asking you to grind it out to get there, right? And work as hard as you possibly can. And honestly, I think one of the most important things that we could focus on is actually being kind while doing it. You all come from different backgrounds. Some of you from different companies that now have been integrated in. And we just want to be that place that the rest of the world should be, right? And it's going to take all of us. So why not put it right in our theme for the year so we can come together even more as a family? We want everybody to feel super comfortable as we're grinding it out like we never have before to realize this growth. So be kind, grow, and grind is the theme for next year. All right, let's get into some of the announcements. First of all, there are 80 of you that have never been to a vision meeting. And we always like to take the opportunity when we have these meetings to recognize those of you that are new. So could you all stand up so we can celebrate you? Come on, give them a little more. Who doesn't like a little Guns N' Roses? Welcome to the jungle. All right. I love doing this. We make it a point to really recognize people that hit their 10-year mark. At this meeting, we're going to recognize Joseph. I don't know where he is. He's out there somewhere. I saw him. He's over there in the corner. I love when we do this, and then I've personally had an opportunity to work a lot with certain individuals. Joe's one of them. I'll never forget, he came in from Enterprise, and we had an automotive product that we put together, an automotive call product, and direct mail that we were doing. And he started in that area, selling and doing a really good job with that, and then actually took over the operations of that piece of the business. And then he went in to the partner sales division. He actually ran a team. He was a really good partner sales manager. There's a lot of you that are shaking your heads. I talk about the Pirates a lot. The man was with the Pirates, right? Right? There are a lot of you that are in here, and I've heard a lot of you actually say it, that are here because of Joe. Going through his team, getting developed by him, or hearing the vision from him, and you're all doing really well, still here, helping us grow. He's magnificent at that. Then he went into our executive sales team and has, just in a couple of years, sold $541,363 in monthly reoccurring revenue, or over $7 million. I mean, it's amazing. Just sold over $20,000 in the last month. He was right up there at the top of the board. And I mean, when someone does that, that's $250,000, right, in 1 month that they added. These guys that are on the front lines like Joe, causing this kind of revenue growth, are the reason why the room is growing, and we can help more lives out there around the world, by these pipelines, right? So, Joe, here's to 10 more. You're an amazing man. Everybody that knows you loves you, and we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Okay, we also have 4 new directors. So Melissa, Zach, Ian, Trevor are out there, or I guess a different role director, which we'll go over. But wanted to celebrate these individuals because they are killing it, right? They're working hard, they're grinding, they're kind. And they're doing what it takes to get to the next level and continue to lead us, grow forward. The reason that I put the trust values or characteristics next to this is because I get asked a lot, well, what are you looking for? Like, what are you looking for in me if I'm going to go be a leader or a director? Or what are you looking from me if I want to get promoted out of my first role? Well, with managers and directors, we're looking for somebody that, is transparent, relational, uplifting, strategic, and team-oriented. I know that you see it all over the walls, all over the building, but want to continue to remind you of what we're looking for. How did these individuals get into these roles? By doing these things, right? And if there's ever any help that you need in these areas, or if you need a deeper explanation of each and every one of these characteristics, please ask, because we want it to be super, super obvious, transparent, exactly how it is that you're going to grow forward. Sound good? Congratulations to those 4. All right, back to the new hire class, or back to all this growth that we talk about, right? A lot of times I'll say, I know that it seems like you're late to the party. We're in our 14th year. Obviously we have a lot of years behind us. And what I always try to say is, I think you're here in an incredible time because we're having more growth in these individual positions than we ever have. In the last quarter, just quarter 3, 53 people were promoted and we had 80 progressions. Year to date, there's been 161 or 267 people. So over 50% of our population has at least progressed within their own position from a financial standpoint, which is incredible. So the growth is happening. And as we go through this conversation, you'll see even more of it, some of the new positions that we add. Again, what are we looking for? How can I progress? How can I get promoted as an individual contributor? Do you have a good attitude? Are you showing up? I can do it, not I can't do it. We can do it, not we can't do it. Not this process sucks, but hey, we could do this, and maybe this would be better. Are you accountable to what you need to do individually or to what your team needs to do as a whole? Are you aware of how you're being or what needs to be done or what's going on around you? Are you adaptable? You're going to have big time problems if you're not adaptable here, because we're always changing for a reason. Honestly, for a reason, so that we can develop you in a bigger and better way so that you can do more, go forward. And then, are you ambitious? Are you grinding? No matter what, are you going to get it done? These are the characteristics that we're looking for. And these people, the 54 people that were promoted, or the 80 that progressed in the last quarter, these are the characteristics that they possess. So, again, ever any question about even deeper definitions of these words, or how you can work on yourself in these areas? Talk to your direct manager, talk to directors, other people around you, so that we can get you growing. Okay? All right. We are, right now, which is the reason for the recruiting fair, we have not 25 jobs. We're hiring within 25 different positions. And then in some of these, there's multiple people. Okay, so it's right now. Like anything from more SDRs to another marketing manager to an editor to a partner account manager or another content manager. So all of these individual jobs. If you are interested in one of these, there's obviously a name next to it. Reach out to them. And then, of course, the reason that we set this up in the back was that you could go directly after this meeting right to one of the booths, learn about the position, shake some hands, see what you need to do to get there. And we also wanted it to be a situation where you didn't have to go to event number 2. So there wasn't a completely separate recruiting fair, because we know you have a lot to do. So let's meet, and then you can go right in the back and learn about some of the jobs. Okay, 25 different positions. You guys came for the growth. Telling you that there's growth in these areas. So let's talk. Okay, we just talked about the recruiting fair. All right, we wanted to start making an even bigger deal when people hit black belt. I know that we have or maybe still do this on a monthly basis, but I think it's totally worthy of doing it here at our vision meeting because we are all about making ourselves better, personal, professional growth training. Obviously, you all know that we have litmus system that you can get into. I believe you can get into it through the new intranet now. And I also believe that all of you now have access to it. I know that it was not that way before. But anyway, you've got Abby, Janelle, and Keenan are here somewhere. Black belts, watch out. You get some fun gear, but more important, honestly, these people have learned a lot in their journey. You can go out, go through the self-guided courses, anything from account management to sales to organization. And obviously some of the best practices points count too towards your belts. But there's all kinds of programs that you can go out and get involved in, outside of here, earn points, get your black belt. If you think that we don't look at this, you're wrong. We look at this as part of the progression forward, because obviously we want somebody that is well-rounded and working on developing themselves. So congratulations to you three. Just in the third quarter, 5,992 training records put in, 4,954 hours. Year to date, 10,000 hours, 10,291. So really almost half of the training hours we logged were in the third quarter. So we've really stepped up here in the third quarter of the year. My guess is just more people realizing it's there and gaining access and getting involved. So thank you for that. And as you know, just as one of our vision statements or areas, we're looking for us all to have at least an hour of continuing professional development on a weekly basis, at least 50 hours a year. So we're doing it. You guys are killing the game. Nice job. Sorry. I should have put this in the front probably, because I know a lot of you are wanting to know the progress of our salary project. So here's where we're at. I'm really excited about this. That you have to know that there is a lot of work. So we set out to say in our vision that we wanted to eventually get to where everybody, every position had the chance to make more than the national average. Well, the national average is more than the local average, so that's a thing, right? And the other thing is, this just isn't something that everybody does, especially when you have, almost 100 different roles. So we had to go out. We used pay scale. We have a low, medium, and a high. We looked at national. We looked at local. Some titles that we have aren't typical titles that are out in the marketplace. So what we had to do is go map them based on job descriptions to what someone else may call it. So we went through that whole project. We now, because last time we said the next part of the process is to load it into the Roles Center, along with all the data. It is in the Roles Center. Brian Condon asked me to tell everybody to give his team a week, because they've got just some frequently asked questions and some answers in a way in which they want to explain this information. So you got to give them a week to be prepared, and then they're going to help you in any way, shape, or form that you need to be able to understand what's in the Roles Center per position. The good news is that 84% of you are in a spot where you have the chance to make more than the national average, right? That can be salary and bonus, or salary and commission, or salary. Kind of depends on the position based on scale, but 84% of you in here have that chance. 92% are within 10%, and there are really 72 people, right? I think we're at about 525. There are 72 people, team members that we need to work on in a couple of roles to work that way up. First thing was where are we at, right? Getting it into the role center. Second thing is let's get a lot of growth going, more money in the bank, and figure out how to get some of these positions that aren't yet there up. And it's our mission, and we're going to do it. It doesn't happen overnight, of course, but we are going to do it. That's our commitment to you. And you're going to be excited to go look at the amount of work and detail that they've put into this in this role center. It's fabulous. So excited that it's out there. In about a week, they're going to be prepared to, figure out how to kind of communicate with all of you and answer your questions. Sound good? All right. I have strategically placed the side hustle behind that slide. I'm kidding. But everybody wants to make more. And the good news is here, every single one of you can, outside of what your salary or your commission or your bonus may be, and that is through the Abstract Side Hustle. So all of the services that we provide, if you say, hey, here's a friend or a relative or somebody that I met, give them a presentation, and if we sell them, then you get at least $500. If you are in a restaurant and somebody serves you a drink and you're like, wow, she is amazing, an incredible communicator, she should be here, tell her to get a hold of us, and $500 when they show up, $500 when they're here for 6 months. So it's $1,000 for each team member that you bring in. And then in our new recruiting division, if you find somebody that is having a hard time finding talent and they want to become a client of our recruiting division, you get $500 when they come on. And then after one hire, you get $250 lifetime for every recruit that we add. So you might as well get yourself go find somebody that's hiring a lot of people, get yourself a little residual income. We just put a little goofy math together because I think it's realistic. Find 3 people to work here in a whole year, find a recruiting client and sell, find 2 people that use our services, make an extra $5,000. Right? Why not? Right? And that's 3 people over the course of the whole year to work here. 2 people that you find that need our recruiting services, not each month, the whole year, and 2 people that maybe they need outbound or inbound, or maybe they need cloud, and you bring them in, and you make money. So make another $5,000, right? All right. If you have questions about this, your managers can explain. And honestly, if you have any questions, reach out to me and I can help you out with it as well. All right. We love to go through this stuff because the people that actually earn these awards are here together in the room. There is not a more celebrated marketing company in the country. There isn't. We've won 147 awards lifetime. We've won another 21 awards this year, 9 in just quarter 3. Huge, right? We were recognized nationally for our new hire onboarding training, so congratulations to that team. St. Louis Business Journal, largest marketing firms, number 1. I always say this. That was a goal back in the day when they said we didn't know anything about marketing. No grudge held at all, I promise. St. Louis Business Journal's largest marketing, advertising, and PR firms, just a different category, number 1. It's kind of cool. St. Louis Business Journal's one of the top 150 companies in St. Louis, so that's good. I promise you, those that are in sales would back this up, or in recruiting to get top talent here would back this up, that people look at this stuff. They want to know that where they're going to work, or they want to know where they're going to go and spend money, that the company's doing good things. And you can't not be doing good things and get these awards. And you all did this. And the more that you continue to do it, the more that we can talk about it and get even more folks like you to come work here and get even more amazing clients. So we don't do enough celebrating about this. I mean, there just aren't companies that are talking about 21 new awards in a year. And honestly, from a creative standpoint, kind of a shout out to our creatives, video, art, copy. It's just a matter of how much time we have to submit some of these awards that are available, because it seems like every damn time we submit, they win. So it'd probably be even more. So just nice job to all of you. Who has listened to the Grow Show? All right. Yeah. Too much, right? You guys are just, we have to set it. All right. This is important. We're doing this for a reason. And I know you have a lot going on. But we want to provide content about the journey to $50 million, from $0 to $50 million. In there, we're just going to talk about all the things that we're doing and maybe why we do them, maybe mistakes that we've made, what we've learned. But the reason that we wanted to do this was, for a couple of reasons. One, everybody in here is growing, and everybody in here needs to continue to learn more about business. I promise you that if this is a regular listen, we're going to go through things that will help you understand what you should be doing to grow and run a successful business. Right? There are some of you that are talking to clients. We want you to be able to suggest content as a value add, content that will help them along the journey. Most of our clients are not $50 million. Most of our clients are a couple million or 5 million. So they still have that growth ahead of them. And we can be really good consultants along the way if we're all taking this show in, sharing the content, being good consultants. Okay? And then we're also going to use the content from a nurture perspective in people that we're trying to pitch to become new hires, people that new clients, people that we already pitched, and we're trying to nurture them to eventually get them on as clients. So we've got some really good reasons to do this show. It takes a lot of time, but we really need you all to participate. Listen to it, like the channels, go to YouTube. Neil actually specifically asked me to have everyone go to YouTube, follow the page. Subscribe. Sorry, subscribe. Same guy that had no problem shushing you at the beginning. All right. We have noticed, because we have to put a lot of time into it, that there are some things that we've really enjoyed doing and some things that we haven't. So we're going to have a new format, and it's going to be fun, And then I'm not funny, but these guys are, so it's probably going to be funny too. This is going to be how a segment goes. The first segment is 2 truths and a lie from LinkedIn, right? So we're going to go and talk about a couple of posts on LinkedIn that have to do with business growth, and we're going to really build up and agree with those. And then we're going to find one that's just totally off base, and we're going to poke fun at it a little bit, and that's going to be the lie. And Jeff is going to lead that section, and we're going to have some fun with it. 50 for 50. In just that concept, I'm going to do a segment, and we're going to rotate through 50 different business growth areas. We're going to do a lot with those 50 segments, including social posts. And what it is just that journey to 50 million. So that's going to be the segment where I'll bring up one of those topics, and then we'll all get in a discussion. And then Eric's going to lead an area where it's tips from the front lines. So we're going to engage our clients in like their top business growth tip, which I think our clients will like, and it'll get them participating and listening. And then a little fun at the end, which we've done a little bit of, but it's kind of maybe the most fun part is the kind of the growth from the front lines at home, the stuff you run into with the kids, the ridiculous things that you run into in life, that kind of fun stuff. So that's what we're going to do at the show. But help us out, because I really think we're learning, getting a little better, but I think that if we're all participating, we can be better consultants and help those that are surrounding us. All right, so this is funny. So folks from Sapper coming in haven't really, until recently, I think, had access to Abstract Eats, right? And we were already up to about $30,000 a month in lunch orders for these restaurants. And so, hold on. Here's the reason that I'm bringing that up. We have wanted to give back in different ways, and we developed this program for 2 reasons. One, so that it could just be easy. You could go into Salesforce and literally order lunch, and it could be there, right? And little hiccups in getting it rolling, maybe some food that didn't show up. Now it does. But it's easy for you to eat. But it's also, like, look at the support that is already happening for just a few restaurants that are right down here that honestly right now, as the landing's redeveloping, they really need it. So they're offering good pricing, it's easy to eat, it's convenient, and before a good portion of you were even involved, we're already up to $30,000 in monthly orders. And then of course we have a new partner coming on in Pickles Deli. So now they should be a client. Somebody make that happen. $500. So these are the options. And if anybody in here has any ideas of something that's local that is not in Abstract Eats that you'd like to see in Abstract Eats, let's go. Let's get them in there. We don't make money from this. This is all about convenience for you and supporting the people that are local around us. So, cool program. Okay. We have a give back program. There's lots of different ways to get involved. We have the Give Back Day. We do have a matching program, which we would love every single person in this room to take advantage of, which is, donate $100, right? $100, and we'll match up to that $100. If you just want to donate $25, we'll match that. Whatever it is, up to $100. Take advantage of that every year. What a great way to give to something that you believe in. We have that additional give back day. I know that people like time off. That's an extra day where you can go and donate your day to a charity that needs it. That give back day is so rewarding, right? I know it's one of my favorite days. Why not take another day during the year, shake it off from work and go out and work with one of these agencies? And you can do that. And then we have this charity program where they make some really cool designs on a monthly basis. This current month benefits National Domestic Violence Hotline. Break the Silence. And then the next two are Heroes Care and Healing Action. So just another way, in this particular scenario, we give proceeds, not the whole amount. There's the cost of the shirt, but proceeds to the charity, and then just take advantage of these. We'd love to be sitting at the end of the year where there's lots of t-shirts ordered, the matching program happened for every one of you, and you used that extra day to go out and do some good. So this program is here to stay, and we're going to find new ways to grow it because it's the right thing to do. We want to give back locally and do what we can, especially as a large group like this. So nice job. It's what you've done so far. All right, we have had a really good third quarter. So we're going to quickly go through some of the results here because in the last section it's this 20 million in growth and how we're going to do it. I want to spend a little bit more time here. But here are the things that have happened in the third quarter. New monthly reoccurring sales. So we got outbound SDR, Bionic, which is the Sapper Consulting, that product. Bionic SDR is what we're calling it. Inbound Cloud. And this is just the monthly reoccurring, not project. As you can see, Q3 total outbound SDR 613, 534, Bionic 464, 216, inbound 48, 527. We're really starting to step that up. Cloud 24, 750. Again, they sell projects, then lean them into reoccurring. So in the third quarter, we sold $1.1 million in new reoccurring revenue, or $13.8 million in annualized revenue. So, good stuff. We're going to talk about the expansion of our sales team, but we've got the baddest ass sales team in the world. That's just end of story. That's the way it is. These are retention rates. So again, without going through each box, outbound SDR, quarter three average 94, year to date average 94.22. Inbound, quarter three 98.03, year to date 98.2. And that's without a lot of new sales, which over the course of a year actually steps up your retention rate as your revenue goes up. Cloud, 98.15 year to date, or 97.21 quarter. Bionic, 89.42 or 89.58. And then our total in averages 94.69 and 95.03. There are some things that we have done structurally in a couple of these areas that will take these north. So what we want to do is be at 95.5 minimum in each one of these organically. And we think, honestly, that we can do that in all of these areas, at least by the end of the year. Our Bionic, with some of the structure changes and stuff, we've got some work to do. But so that's not going to be overnight. But for instance, outbound, we've had months that have been there or above. We can get that consistent. And cloud and inbound are where they need to be. This again is you all delivering a really good product. Although some of these are not where we like them, when it comes to a marketing company, which is usually project-based, we've got, I think it's 95% of our revenue that's monthly reoccurring, and a very, very small percentage that's project, which makes this place very safe. And as we increase these retention rates, along with new and increased sales goals, that's how you're going to see some pretty substantial growth. So nice job for delivering a really good product. We're going to get to the end of the year just a little bit shy of kind of our minimum number revenue-wise. We wanted to hit a minimum of 60 million. But this is a good visual of how we are still way ahead and how we have been ahead, month over month this year over last year. It's fun to see a grid like this for every one of our years, right? Because every one of our years you show growth each year, but then growth over the months. So it's literally this stacked revenue line chart. It's just, it doesn't exist. And so you guys are doing something super amazing. But this is, $4+ million, and we still have a quarter left. So there's going to be still substantial growth this year. This is our lifetime. Obviously, we are in progress in 2022. We've got another quarter of revenue to add. But as a lifetime enterprise, you can see Abstract's line and when they started, and then when Sapper came in, and when Cloud came in as a whole, these revenue lines. But as an enterprise to date, we are at 274,635,593. It's kind of a fun number to look at. Pretty quickly here, when we get to the 100 million plus, we'll get to that $1 billion number, which has always been kind of an interesting target in the back of our heads. There's not many companies that go put up $1 billion, and as you all know, that's not the most important thing. All that means is that there's a lot of people that get to grow and have really good opportunities. So there's growth here, but then those thousands of companies around the country that we're helping create and save jobs is really the most important thing. That's at the core. That's why we do it. The more revenue we have, the more people we can actually go out and impact. So $250,000 lifetime's not much to sneeze at either, though. Nice job. All right. This was actually kind of surprising to me because we still don't have 50% of our clients reporting sales. We would love that every one of our clients was actually telling us about every one of the leads and how they went and if they sold something, but they don't all. So we're about 50% reported. And in quarter three, there's $46,920,795 that our appointments created in new revenue for our clients. And year to date, $167,550,848. Now, the cool thing about this is with only half reporting, it's actually eight times from an ROI perspective, what they've spent with us. That's a big number. Let's just assume that holds true if you gather the other 50%, right? If you got 50 of them and you're that way, my guess is it probably remains the same. But we've talked about 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, but what's reported so far is actually 8 times what we've invoiced in sales on the other side. So it's heading in the right direction. Again, you don't deliver really good appointments, and however we're doing it through email or calls or creating content, then we don't cause that kind of sales. So you guys are doing that, and you're impacting lives. All right, clients, just year-to-date revenue by state. This just outlines, again, you'll be able to access this deck, but we've got 18 states on pace for $1 million. So we're doing at least $1 million in 18 states around the U.S. We've got 6 states on pace for $2 million. Again, these are typical agency size, right? So we've got 18 little agencies around the country and 6 medium-sized agencies around the country and 3 decent-sized agencies. But we love to see this progress because one of the biggest things is how do we stay safe? We go across multiple industries. We make sure we're working in every state. You know, when COVID was there and some of them were closing down more than others, believe me, it was really good for this business to maybe not have all of our business in New York, right? So it's working. This was by design in the beginning, and our sales development departments for our sales teams are working different markets around the country, across multiple industries in every state, and now in other countries as well. So it's just a really safe place to be with constant growth. Here's client count by product. The really cool thing is that we have over 40% of our client base that's on more than one product. Over 40% of our clients have at least 2 of our products, which means we're doing a really good job cross-selling. Outbound SDR, we have 749. Bionic, 563. Creative collateral clients, 499. The inbound is 125. Cloud, 94. Sapper Consulting or ProServe, 20 clients. And Talent Solutions, which is the new recruiting division, 33. So, nice job. So, a lot of times when people talk about Abstract, they say, oh, that's that call center on the landing. That's what they say, which just gives me a really thorough understanding or deep understanding of the fact that they don't understand lead generation or where the world's going. But we do more creative than probably anybody in town. And really, really, really good creative. And this just is a highlight of the work that they've done in Q3. 82 case studies, 77 infographics, 158 videos in the last quarter, 90 brochures, 135 sales sheets, 78 pitch decks. There are a lot of other categories within our marketing assets, but these are just 6 buckets of creative, and I thought it'd be fun for you guys to see just how much really good creative work they're doing just in the quarter. So let's give these guys a round. Right? We have a couple of different videos for our product development that we're going to send around because I'm not going to do any of these justice like a video would of just how substantial some of these developments are and what they're going to mean for us. But the whole goal here in our product development is, we want to enhance our reporting so that, metrics are easy to see so that we can get better. We want to develop processes so every one of your jobs is easier. That is a goal, I promise you. Like, some of you are doing really hard work and sometimes it's too hard, and we want to make it a little easier to do the job. And then we want to give just a better product and service to our clients. So, the Nihilist, which I know a lot of you have been patient, but now we're here, just really helps from a calendar invite perspective and seeing the client's calendar and being able to integrate in with that client's calendar, know what's open and not, send appointments to the wrong places or in maybe buckets that we shouldn't be setting appointments. So that's a really, really big deal, and there was a lot of hard work that went into that, and it's here. The Dialer 3.0, again, how can we deal with records, multiple contacts, how can we get contacts that maybe aren't in there, and just really dial the phone in an effective and efficient way so that we can be super productive for our clients. Obviously, we're working on that. Swim lanes, which is just our way of saying that all email campaigns that we're doing not only are they going to be on a quarterly rotation basis and just science that we put together, but it's also X amount of new records released each month. And then, so let's say we release 3,000 records in month 1, 3,000 in month 2, 3,000 in month 3, and then every one of those is now in a lane where they're going out on a quarterly basis. So we've just got this whole grid of email. We've got more email out the door in a real scientific way so that we can have better results for our clients. Bionic SDR and Salesforce is really just the integration of Sapper and Abstract and getting everybody in Salesforce, which is a big project. It's underway. And then org-wide database, which is going to be this is going to be huge, and we're working on it. It's Sapper data, it's Abstract data, it's the ongoing campaigns that are literally happening every day. Who opened an email, who set an appointment, who responded to an email, and sharing that data all in one area, and then constantly updating through our data sources as well, so that as our campaigns are getting launched on a daily basis, they're getting launched with the most up-to-date information possible. Or if I have a new client and it's in Cleveland, and we have 25 clients in Cleveland, I get to take advantage of all the things that have happened in that market so far. Who's the facilities manager that always sets an appointment? We've had 7 clients, they set an appointment every time. Let's call that facilities manager again. Or who always responds to emails, or a decision maker's name just changed, or hey, over here they identified for this client a direct phone number. We don't know it over here for this client, now we do. Like all that data shared and then updated in real time is going to make it just easier for you all to do your job, and for us to be this database doesn't exist anywhere in the world, and we're going to have it, and we're going to be unstoppable because we have it. So these are just a few of the things that we're working on from a product development standpoint, and you're going to get much more detailed videos sent out to you to explain each one of these, okay? So this highlights our fourth quarter. So these are the projections for Abstract, Sapper, Cloud. In the Sapper is ProServe included, so it's not broken out, and the Abstract is outbound and inbound. But these are the total numbers by month and then year to date. So we're projecting conservatively that we get to 59, 522, 955, which is a little short. There are some things that can happen in the third quarter where we can get even closer to that 60 million, but we're going to probably miss it a little bit. But I just think there's a significant amount of things that have happened in the Bionic world where we're not necessarily growing that piece of the business this year, but I'd be super surprised if it doesn't grow faster than anything else next year because of structural things we've worked on, the way we sell, the way we account manage, the way we deliver. Really, really exciting. I really would be super surprised if that doesn't grow faster than anything else. But a little bit of a pause for this year just to kind of retool and get ready. So 59, 522, 955, that's what we're projecting to end the year at. Okay, so what we have been talking about is getting to 100 million basically 3 years from now, right? After this year. And what we decided was that we were gonna skip a year. Why not do it faster? You're all here for the growth. Everybody in the world's talking about how they can't and why they won't, and how the economy's gonna stop them. And we're gonna be the folks that flip the switch during that time period. And we're gonna grow by 20 million next year and 20 million the year after. It's gonna take an investment. Okay, we're gonna grow our sales enablement. We're gonna grow our sales teams. We're gonna have to add to training. We're gonna have to add to implementation. So there's a lot of areas that we're going to have to pour money into fueling that growth. But we've been doing a lot of back office meeting stuff in the last 90 days to get prepared. Some of you have already gone through structural changes and moves and things like that. Won't be the last move you have at Abstract. So hopefully it was fun. But this is cool. Like I said earlier, 9 years to get to 20 million, 1 year to have 20 million in growth. That's the kind of stuff that can happen when you assemble a team like this. When we started and there's 3 or 4 people around talking about maybe where we could go, it's a different conversation than having the team and saying, okay, let's kick it into gear. Let's add 20 million in 1 year. What do we need to do? And y'all are going to see probably 100 people join the team, from now through the end of next year. So we're gonna go north pretty quickly. Welcome them. Be kind, because they're going to be a big part of our growth. But we are going to step it up by a year, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how we're going to do that. We have 7 revenue channels. So we have outbound SDR. Okay, that's the pipeline product, right? We have inbound SDR, SEO product, Bionic, which is the Sapper product. Sapper Consulting is the name we're using for ProServe, makes sense. Creative Suites is all of our creative agency work. Obviously we have Cloud, and then we have Talent Solutions, which is the recruiting division. Outbound, inbound, Bionic, Creative, and Talent Solutions, these are all new logos with new taglines that are going to be released. Some of them will have new websites, but this is the branding that will exist. But talk about putting oars in the water, right? We had 3 that we were really pushing hard, and we're going to have growth numbers in all of these. We're going to actually have sales goals in place, revenue goals in place for all 7 of these revenue channels. So let's go through them. Outbound SDR, you saw what we were averaging from a sales perspective. I'm going to get into a little org chart thing very quickly here where I'll show you how that's dividing. But we're ramping up the monthly sales minimum, new sales monthly, to $250,000, and minimum monthly revenue growth of 75. That's just for the outbound product. Bionic. We are ramping that up to $250,000 in sales monthly. Again, that takes fueling sales enablement and add people there. And this team has already added new salespeople that are really getting up to speed quickly, which is exciting. This too is going to have $75,000 in monthly revenue growth. Okay, so $500,000 in sales between those 2 per month. Inbound is a product that we are cross-selling to our clients. So we're going to add, I think when we did the math, we're going to add about 120 to 130 new clients every single month. And so then we're going to go through a process from an audit perspective to try to get at least 100 of those to go through our inbound SDR audit. And that's going to be kind of the pool that we swim in to get $40,000 in new monthly sales or $30,000 in monthly revenue growth, treating inbound SDR as a cross-sell. There'll be some that come from our sales department when they run into people that are in the mood for something else or both. There will, of course, be some that come through inbound leads, but primarily we're going to be focused on our huge client base and the huge number of new clients that are coming in on a monthly basis. Within the first couple of months, we want to get a really big portion of these to go through our SEO audit, and then we'll show them the other part of the circle, right? Here, you're doing an outbound approach. Here's what's going on. online, here's where you are, here's where your competitors are, here's what we could do to take care of that part of the circle as well. So that's what we're doing there. Creative Suites, big agency flavor, bite-sized price. So that this group is working on a lot of assets, but this is also where automotive is and other creative projects and things that we do. We're actually going to put a $15,000 monthly revenue growth number on this. Of course, we're going to be trying to cross-sell clients and add assets after the fact, but we're also going to be looking at clients that need creative at a higher level on a retainer basis. There's people that are out there that might need $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in creative via copy, art, video. We're going to try to bring some of those retainers on. And then we're going to have an outbound approach via email marketing to attack marketing directors around the country just as that source for them. If they had somebody turn over and we're a temporary backup, or if if it's a marketing director that doesn't have on-site art or copy or video, then we can plug in on a retainer basis and be that support for them. So we're super excited. We're actually building a website out for this. This is where all of our creative revenue will grow. This is the traditional agent and non-traditional agency stuff, and that's just kind of come when it comes at us. When it comes at us, we're actually going to actively try to grow that section. Talent solutions. Again, client base driven, right? We're going to go after our clients. A lot of you in here know they need it, right? In fact, some of them don't sign up. They're like, yeah, it'd be great to grow if I could actually hire people to do the work, right? Well, good news. Let's start with the recruiting, and then we'll sign up, right? But we have a lot of clients too that may have won that big project and they need to help, get help recruiting wise. It's been great so far. I think we've closed 8 recs already. We've got $125,000 in commission on the table for open recs so far, and we haven't really even started. We're really kind of getting in place so we can take on more. So it's not that we couldn't have grown it more than we already have, it's that we actually need the people to be able to do the work. So we're going to work on this. But think about this, because I really think this is where it's going. Of course, we're going to talk to our client base, but what are we really good at? What we're really good at, and we do every month, is hire 25 to 30 SDRs. We have a whole big team and a process, and we do that. And if you were to go out to LinkedIn and look at, or any of these job sites, and look at the amount of companies around the country that are actually currently in the middle of hiring SDRs, it's thousands. And we happen to do that, right? And there's really a 3-angle approach. One, they might be looking for one, they don't do it, they don't know how to do it, they're scared to do it, but they've been told they have to do it, and they're in the middle of hiring them. Well, that's like, hey, we do it, we could do it for you, right? Or the second approach is, we've got a couple hundred people doing that. Some of them get to a spot where they might want to move, or have more remote work, or just flat out work in a different industry and just have a kind of a fresh new start. Guess what? We could place one of our already trained people with you. And then the third is, let us do the recruiting for you and find some because we know how to do it. I think it's going to blow up. We were talking about it this morning. It's just, seriously, if you're going to hire an SDR and we hire 25 or 30 every month, wouldn't you get our help in doing it? If that's not what you do? I think that they will. So I'm excited to see where that goes. This in $15,000 in monthly growth will be a $3 million plus recruiting company by the end of the year, just getting started. So good stuff. Okay, Abstract Cloud Solutions. Main revenue channel is obviously dealing with Salesforce AEs, and if you buy the software, you just need to make it for you in order to keep it in there and have it do the right things, right? Sapper is doing the same thing for outreach. 9 times out of 10, if someone has outreach, they have Salesforce. Like it just is. Like these are the same businesses. And in one scenario, and it's been a little difficult lately in the ProServe, it's just outreach. So depending on how they're doing and their reps giving us leads is kind of leads where that business goes. So we're going to have those two groups work together in a more close way. And I have $7 million in annual revenue, 5 for cloud, 2 for ProServe. If it's 5 for ProServe, like it doesn't matter the makeup. What we're trying to do is to take our consulting division to $7 million next year. So that will be our growth there. And the exciting thing is there's just like-minded people doing similar things that are going to be able to share best practices and cross-train and work on different things, which is going to make us better. So I'm just super excited about what's going to go on there. All right, so we talk about how we want to develop this kind of all-in solution where it's multi-channel approach for a low price, outbound, inbound, just giving somebody the entire journey. We are calling our full product SDR Complete. We have 52 combo clients. Now, do they all work seamless? Like, does the inbound and outbound work seamlessly together right now? No, we have some work to go on that, but that's the goal, is that somebody would layer these products on top of one another and literally not be able to tell where one leaves off and one picks up. But we do have 52 clients that are either on Bionic plus inbound or outbound plus inbound. That's what we are calling SDR Complete, and the goal is to grow the amount of people that we have there. So if you were on Bionic and inbound, it'd be about $5,000, and if you're on outbound versus inbound, it'd be with inbound, it'd be about $6,500. So from about $5,000 to $6,500, you could get our entire offering. That's pretty unbeatable on a monthly basis. So we're excited about that. I'm going to do this very quickly. You're going to have more questions. We'll talk to you kind of individually. Some of you have already talked to your managers or your directors or people that are in your division, but I just want to just highlight a couple of things. Jeff obviously started Sapper, has been an amazing leader, and it's been a pleasure to be on our executive team. We've been talking a lot with Eric and Jeff about if we could potentially do even more and be even more powerful if they kind of split and kind of really lean into, they both could do sales or operations and delivery, but if one focused 100% on sales and one focused on the delivery and account management operations of our product, what would that look like? So we made that decision that Jeff is going to run 4 different sales teams and all sales enablement with his crew, and that Eric is going to take on all operations and delivery and account management, just kind of blurring the lines, if you will. We're going to market separately, right? But we just kind of want to use best practices in fulfillment or account management or sales. So I'm really, really excited about doing that. Let's get into just real quick some of this. So Eric's team, Will came over to join the Bionic SDR delivery team. My understanding is he's loving it, just really loves the group that he joined. And Will has been here for a long time, and he's done some fantastic things. And he's going to bring some of the processes and some of the call knowledge and some leadership skills. And just that group is going to be amazing. They're already starting to gel. Eric's picture's on here twice. He is directly managing 3 directors in outbound delivery, which is incredible for the development of those really talented people. Elliot will take on, account management of Bionic and outbound. And then Michaela in product and data process reporting. Katie in implementations, all implementations minus inbound, email content, email strategy. So these are enterprise-wide folks. Although we might go, again, out to market in a different brand, why not use best practices in implementation, or we got to be building our product together, or the data needs to be together, especially since we're building one database. So that's how Eric's team works. Jeff has Amy, who is been placed as a leader of all sales enablement, and she would tell you that her team is going to be the people are going to be the ones that actually make this work happen. That's just the kind of leader that she is, but she does have an opportunity to use some abstract best practices to lean into Bionic just to help see what we can do from a call perspective to generate more pitches. And then Ryan, Blake, Jake, who came back and we're super excited about. And John will all have substantial sales teams and numbers, and Jeff's going to lean into just doing that. Again, driving $500,000 in new client sales on a monthly basis, which is going to drive that $80 million. Melanie's team, Danny doing culture, leading culture, Grace leading PR and communications. Those two are a great team together. And then just wanted to highlight Neil and Alyssa because they're actually over, full products, right? So the creative suites is Neil and his team, but he's going to lead that product and that product growth number. And then Alyssa's going to lead in its entirety the inbound number. So we've combined outbound and Bionic in sales and account management, but what is separate, these two individuals are running, everything all the way through operations, sales, account management. Okay, so Alyssa, $30,000 in growth in inbound, Neil, $15,000 in growth in creative suites. So that's the tweak in what Melanie's doing. She was actively involved in sales enablement, but Amy's going to go over and join Jeff's team. Chris, and you guys know Chris's team, but the new person on the slide here is TJ. And really just those of you in ProServe don't have anything to worry about. TJ is here because Jeff, in going over and running and owning, this $500,000 a month sales number, asked Chris if he could lean in even more and talk about some of the things that they're doing to build cloud and work with TJ and try to integrate those two businesses so that they can work together. So TJ is going to work with Chris, and Chris is going to be able to just honestly give more attention to those folks because, again, Jeff slides over and has this huge sales number. I'm really excited about that team working together. We're going to have the best consulting business as it pertains to software and software integration, I think, that exists in the country. So super exciting there. And then Brian, this is Brian's crew. You guys all know this, I think. There's a surprise on this, but I don't think I can give it away yet. So I won't. All right, the recruiting, Jason and Mike running a group. Two changes, a couple of changes here. Sarah Jo in the partner sales manager, she's been doing that, doing an incredible job, really pushing delivery up. Andrew in handling account management of our typical LO recruiting clients, but also responsible for selling our client base additional recruiting. But Matt Whitty has joined, and he's going to take on leading sales and driving our monthly reoccurring revenue up in the recruiting space. And then Ian has joined this team to take on the entire abstract recruiting team, because we want to make sure to get somebody that has a ton of talent, that's been there, that's seen all these positions, that's been through different cycles of leadership, to work with that crew so that when we're bringing people in, we continue to bring in good people that are the right fit, that get developed in the right way. So we couldn't be more excited about, Ian and Matt coming over to this division. And then that'll give Ryan the time to dedicate 100% to client requisitions, like our client recruiting. And then the goal there is that he individually contributes and then grows out a recruiting team, once he's full. So that's the recruiting team. And that's it. In the back, you have different booths with different positions. Before I let you all go, though, Lyndon Wood is here. We're putting together some really special partnerships with them from an internship perspective. But my understanding is, in addition to that, and I believe they're going to have a booth over there. If you're an employee here, so all of you that are on the team get $80 per credit hour off of education. If you want to go continue your education, get your master's, study something else, go to class at night, $80 off per credit hour. That's right, Mike? So that's a huge benefit. So if that's something that's interesting, stop by and talk to them. Let's get up and take it out in the right way.